I got into women's football. I think it was Puyo. Funny enough, after one of our games, he was talking about how our women's team needs more support. And I'm like, okay, don't take anything from me. Let me just start watching. So like passively,
if it was Puyo, that means must have been a while back. Like when he was still playing, actively playing.
Around like 2012-ish, 2012. Like I think that year, I think they're just on the Copa del Rey. Like because the women's team just became professional in like 2015. Basically, they were just playing like amateur level, and they weren't like an organization on their own. They were not independent, that kind of thing. So like it was still grassroots, and like I think that what made me more interested in it, because like I was watching them grow from like nothing to something. Like I felt like I was a part of something, and like it's fun to watch, honestly. Like just pick a team, support. If you're a Chelsea fan, support your women's team. Like it's very easy to do, and their streams are getting easier to access. When I started watching women's football, it was not easy to find women's streams, but now let me not cast the streaming site on air. I mean, like you can get easy access. Like okay, if you're a Premier League club, there's an app called the FA Player. You can watch women's football for Arsenal, Chelsea, Man U, Man City. All of you can watch your games on the FA Player for free. Yeah, and then the Women's Champions League you can watch on YouTube. The Zone DAZN. They bought the rights for Champions League last season for like the next 3 years. You can watch on YouTube for free. So it goes without. There's no extra cost to you. Just check it out. I promise you won't be disappointed.
I'm glad you brought up, because this actually opens the conversation properly. Big shout out to all the beautiful women again, yet and again. I won't get tired of saying that, but let's go straight into it. What would you say to the average man that claims women football is not quality? I mean, probably if you said this 10-15 years ago, fine, maybe. You see, I watched a game where there were like 10 consecutive throw-ins at the same time. Like, yo,
I won't like, but sometimes it gets bad.
But definitely there's been a change, a massive change. So what's your advice for that plain man that has not yet gotten on the wave of female football?
I would say you should adjust your expectations. I don't think you should go into watching women's football thinking, oh, let me find somebody that's as good as Messi, or somebody that's like a De Bruyne or a Bruno or a Ronaldo, that kind of thing. Nah, you should.
I'd like to bullet your point. So number one is adjust your expectations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Adjust your expectations. Then go in with. I think the best thing to do is to go in with an existing bias. Like I will explain that now, because if you just go in as a casual observer, there's nothing to keep you hooked. Yeah. But like that's why I recommend supporting your males club's females team. So you have something that you can hold on to. Okay, I'm supporting these people regardless, that kind of thing. So the culture around women's football now is growing into something wholesome. I don't know how else to put it, but like once you get into it, you understand that okay, this is not something that I will just nip my nose at. Like these people are working really hard to be who they are. They get paid obviously, but not as much as the men and everything. And like some of them, like in some leagues, they work multiple jobs while playing football. You get to be able to make ends meet and everything. So like I think, first of all, adjust expectations. Second of all, acknowledge the human aspect of the sport. Acknowledge the human aspect of the sport. And then lastly, just enjoy ball, man. The voting for women is a lot lazier than the men's one. I don't think a lot of the voters even watch the women's game. You get like that's why for a long time it's just they don't pick whichever American they want, or they just give it to Mata. There was no dynamism there. You get
true.
But then this last season was where like Barcelona really like, while the men were struggling, the women were just doing amazing things, and there was nobody that could stop. Like, let me just first of all shout out our very own Asisat Oshoala. I hope. First of all, shout out Asisat. Part of that really amazing Barcelona team. It was amazing last year, and like she has continued that again this year with the team going along too. So yeah, I think her winning last year was very well warranted, but like I also want to shed light on other players too that were really good. Because I think, like I said, the game is constantly growing, and like as the players get more opportunities, they are rising to the challenge and they are getting better. Like I mentioned, Chelsea was really good.
Who were those key players for Chelsea then?
Chelsea is their attack, honestly. They have really good like they play a 3-man defense, and their captain Magdalena Eriksson is really good. But their key players are in the attack. They play. I'm not sure if you heard the name before. Pelinehada. She has won UEFA Best Player 2 years. She won 2019 and 2020. She was in Wolfsburg. Chelsea got her. I think she's the most expensive woman signing in history. Guess how much?
How much?
150k.
No.
I'm not joking.
I'm not trying to laugh, but that's hilarious.
Nah, but like, see, that's why I'm trying
People
to draw the distinction between men and like they're on different planes.
I like the fact that you're being honest about it, because one, we had what's her name, the babe with white hair for the USA.
Rapinoe.
Yes, she's a massive advocate for equal pay, because that's the next conversation we'll go to when we're done with this. It's a generic conversation, but I would really love to get your views as regards that. But what you are saying, from what I can say, is that you're telling us that, okay, let's be honest, it's not up to that level yet, but it's growing to get to that level.
Exactly that. Let's just call it speed. That's what I'm saying. And then, but like I was saying, Chelsea, their attack is really good, and then they got Pelinehada. Then they had like a homegrown player, Sam Kirby. She's English, really good. Frank Kirby, sorry. And then they have Sam Kerr, she's Australian striker.
Sure, I think she was in the top 3.
Yes. So the three of them together are unstoppable. Like they were just so good last season. Maybe not so much this season because they've had injuries back and forth. So like now this season, Arsenal is the one that is leading the way in the FA Women's League. But Chelsea was really, really good last season. Bayern have been really good. Lyon have been the best team. I mean, historically, like they are Real Madrid in women's game.
Mad.
They've won 7 UEFA Champions Leagues. They won 5 in a row before Barca won last year. 5 in a row.
And that's the Chelsea female team.
No, Lyon.
Lyon is like, no, Chelsea hasn't won. Funny enough, bust your head.
Yeah.
The only English team that won a UEFA Champions League the women's section is Arsenal.
There are a lot of alternate things going on in women's football.
Multiverse of madness.
I don't know why somebody's beating his chest, but
Arsenal is mounted in women's football, like in England. Like I think they have.
So how many years ago did they win this?
2009, I think. It was a long time.
Was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Because like then Lyon came and won like 5 in a row. So like nobody has had chance to do anything else in that period of time. But why they have been able to do that? I was getting to that is the investment they put into the team. Their president makes a conscious effort to make sure that like they can pay the best wages, so they attract the best players. So Lyon has been able to like they will attract all the best players from America, from Canada. So like it was like they're playing bully ball mostly. They're just running through teams, But now more teams are beginning to
invest
more investment into their team, so it has leveled the playing field a bit more. That's why last year, for the first time, I think maybe in 10 in a really long, I can't remember the amount of time, but PSG was able to win the league last year because they finally started putting more attention and giving them more opportunities in their women's league. But Lyon, I just wanted to give them their props because they are serious, and they are serious again this year. I think because now this year Chelsea is out of the Champions League. They got final last year, but they are out again. They giant group stage, Wolfsburg jarred them, and that's just a testament to what I was talking about, how the game is growing. If you don't, because Chelsea did not, after getting to final last year, they did not make any significant signings. Like they made some changes, but like nothing that would give them the next step to, like, if they go to final again, they'll beat us. No, they couldn't do that. So they didn't evolve, and other teams around them did. And then now, in group stage, they've jar. So I think like this year, I think the biggest threats, the biggest favorites for Champions League are Barcelona again, because like they're still like a fight train just going through everybody. Lyon, PSG, Bayern are also really good. Wolfsburg too in women's football are really good. So like there's a lot of factors that can come in. Arsenal maybe not so, but in England as at now they are the best. They are the best in England as at now. Man City, United, like still coming up. But Liverpool is still in the second division. They're not in the first division yet. But like you can see the conscious effort that all these teams are putting into their teams now. And
that's you know what I just keep hearing. It's part of a much larger conversation. It boils down to money.
Yeah.
So like I like the fact that we brought up the conversation from Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
The American captain. And she was talking about equal pay, and the usual argument against that is how much money do they make?
Yeah, okay. So let me just speak on that really quick, yeah. When people hear equal pay, is a very, let's be honest, it's a very provocative argument. Like people is
why into it, yeah?
It seems like it's a bit of a stretch, right?
Yeah, it's very provocative because like people think, oh, like you don't get the amount of attraction that a Messi or Ronaldo gets, and like you can't expect to be getting paid the amount that these big footballers play, yeah. But the women, because like they're saying that in their own space, yeah, the US national team,
Yeah.
that they have been more successful than the US men. And then, funny enough, it's
facts.
It's facts. It's
It's actually facts.
It is the truth. And like,
I think male and female football, they're just directly opposites.
yeah,
Like,
in America,
the alternate universes in the world generally. You're saying that
Yeah.
Arsenal won something.
yeah, they're winning again this year.
So why if
Deal with it.
Messi slap
Deal
people
with
back
it.
of the head?
Arsenal probably,
I don't think they will.
Arsenal
Because
probably
this
have.
entire clip, I know good deal.
I mean, like probably like the best striker in. If she keeps going at this rate, like in women's football history, is an Arsenal player right now. So like, I mean, give Arsenal their props. Like, if you made them as is a beast. like honestly, like just try and use that in FIFA. You will see the way like her ball control is insane, bro. As in like her finishing the Bamiji, for God's sake.
What did I do? What
anyway,
did I
anyway,
do?
Look, let's
What did I
move
do?
on. Bamiji.
What did
let's
you
take it-
said? Our
let's
ball
take it
control
deeper.
is good,
Bam-
and you looking at me and calling my name.
Let's move on.
What did I do wrong?
Bamiji.
Bamji, stop shouting.
What? No. I need to understand. This,
I will explain it. I want to
the-
explain
the-
it to you. I want to explain it to you. So
This is not the matter.
while we're at the game, we're watching Sporting Lagos at Testing
Yeah.
Balong over the weekend, right? And Bamji said something, and everybody else took it so politely. And I was like, no, these people don't know Bamji.
Like, I just knew it was going to.
Nothing.
you know I was going to. What did I do?
These guys
That's
What
why I
is-
was pocket this guy.
Please,
Nothing.
let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah.
Anyway, so like back to the equal pay thing, yeah. In their own space, yeah, in America, yeah, the NWSL is really huge, and they get revenue. The US women's national team gets record crowds, like on multiple occasions. So like they think, and honestly, they warrant the pay that they're asking for, yeah. But what they just did now was not like they just secured equal pay, because as far as I understand, they've been getting paid the same for a while now. What they did was they filed a class lawsuit against the US Soccer Federation for like hardships and like payments that they did not get before, because like you have to you have to take into account the money that they did not get before your account. So like they settled for about, I think, 200 million thereabout. I think each player that has played for them within that period is entitled to at least a minimum of 50k.
That's not bad as well.
Yeah, so like I'm glad that that's out of the way, so we can stop going back and forth about the, because like obviously people don't like hearing about it. Some people are, it's very polarizing.
No.
It's either you're for it or you're against it, that kind of thing.
I feel like
but
I feel like we need to start having difficult conversations.
exactly, because like I feel like there's the middle ground is where the truth is.
Yes.
That gray area that nobody wants to talk about is where the truth is. You get, so like the truth is Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan and the rest of them are not. They are not Messi. They're not. In fact, they're not even Sterling. Yeah. But in their space, they are, and what they're asking for, in essence, is not that much. Honestly, they're not asking for much. And then I want you to segue into something else, because I think this equal pay argument has made a lot of people biased against women's football. You are annoyed that
So they're requesting for it.
exactly. So like when you see a bad clip, or maybe a woman makes a bad mistake, or this like example, I think like 2 weeks ago or last week, one woman scored a hat-trick of own goals. Like, everybody saw that on the internet and like, oh yes, equal pay. But the thing is that equal pay argument is limited to just the US women's national team. Yeah, the rest of these women are not asking for that. I think I'll go back to Chelsea again. Chelsea has have a midfielder. She's German, Melanie Leopolds. She has said she does not want equal pay. Yeah, she's all they want. They just want equal opportunity. Like things like their sporting facility, just be up to standard. Yeah, and for a long time these things were not so. But like come back to
getting
again.
better.
Investment is getting better, but I will still say that there's a long way to go.
That in my Toby Dada taught me boxing, and honestly since then I've not stopped watching the big games. Samuel Idime put me on into Formula One, although Francis started that journey for us, and really honestly
Yeah, we've come a long way.
We've actually come a long way. And now you're doing something for me now that's going to be at the back of my mind, I promise, because you're delivering quality analysis as regards why women's football is something you should want to watch. And I like the angle where you're saying, first of all, go start with your own team's female side. Yeah, we're just talking about women, we're talking about football. And one great news that came out was that Saudi Arabia finally have a football team. That was beautiful to hear, considering what we used to hear about women in Saudi Arabia and most of the things that they are restricted or restrained from doing. And in fact, they even won their first game against Seychelles. How was that for you? Monica Stab, that's their manager, and she's leading a new era of football. I mean, these are the things that will keep getting the news and getting women football popularity.
So like I don't think we can overstate the impact that kind of thing will have on little girls in that country.
Yeah.
And not just in that country, maybe in countries where they haven't gotten there yet. There's that light at the end of the tunnel that, okay, if they can do it, maybe in my time, I can be that or something better, that kind of thing. And like, it's not just them. They've not of first this year with women's football. I think Sri Lanka qualified for the World Cup for the first time in their history this year. I think they had a women's team is barely like 10 years old, and it's like I said, it's not like they've been playing football, like they've gone through academies and everything.
Sorry to cut you short. So one babe just told me that she likes you. You're spitting fact.
Disclaimer: she has like 12 husbands. Number 13 is not really a bad number.
I was born on the 13th, so
okay. Before you see, just give me the assist.
Anyway, so like, I think football, we underestimate the impact that football has on the social economic impact on each country. Like, is a part of culture in Spain, in England. Like, see how the entire country united when England was this close to winning something, and like they did not care whether you were Tom, Dick, Harry, Jamal, Rashid.
Yeah, but when they missed the penalties, they remember that
I was getting there. So like, there's that yin and yang of it. Yeah, it has the good and the bad, but like we cannot ignore the impact it has socially. Yeah, and things like that, like Saudi Arabia finally getting a women's team. I honestly can't overstate the impact that has. Because at this point, they are playing their way into greatness. They are making leaps by themselves and forcing people to invest in them. Like, I'll use my club for example, because we were so good last season. For years, our women did not have a jersey sponsor. Most women's clubs don't have jersey sponsors. Is either that or like they attach from the men's jersey sponsors and like maybe for like minimal amounts. Yeah, but our women's team for like 2 years now has had their own individual jersey sponsor, an American company called Stanley. And now I'm sure everybody has heard the news about Spotify looking to buy jersey naming rights for Barca and the stadium naming rights and everything. And they've asked to buy the women's jersey rights from Stanley at a premium for higher amounts because they've been so good. Yeah. So like, going back to your question, I think just creating an environment and like making sure that you are in Infantino's ear about whatever decision they are making for the men's game, make it for the women's game too. Just give them an opportunity to shine. That's all. Because like, I'm sure she does not underestimate her position. I'm sure she knows how big of a deal her work has to be. Yeah. But like, in the end, she's not going to be Thanos and snap a finger and everything will change. It's a step.
or in the words of the great legendary Bam Bam,
Tempo.
Thank you very much. Brilliantly said, AY. We appreciate that. One last thing on women's football.
Last things you
calm down.
Just say you want to say another thing.
It cannot count.
Tempo.
It cannot count. That's problem. It cannot count.
Just give us your top 3 players right now. Then your best goal in the past this year. Your best goal from a female player this year. I just want you to describe that and give us your top 3 current female football players.
My top 3.
You can count that from 3.
Okay. Just give me a couple minutes. Let me think. No. I don't have a couple minutes. Let me just go through the leagues real quick. Spain, England.
Ocean Encyclopedia.
Cyborg.
You see. No. Anyway, okay. First of all, I will say that the best player last year is still the best player this year. That's number 1 is Alexia Putellas. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I would say number 2. I don't want to get dragged, but
Let's say,
bro, do it with your chest.
This is the land of dragging.
Do it with your chest.
They drag you, you drag back.
Okay. I would say number 2 is also a Barcelona player. Yeah. Her name is, because if you had, because you're not on women's football Twitter, you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
But like during award season, when they were nominating people and they didn't nominate her, there was a lot of backlash for it. So I'll give her props now. Caroline Graham Hansen. She's Norwegian. She's the best. Like, there's no argument about it. She's the best white player in women's football. There's no winger better than her. Honestly, truly.
I'm sure Vega Rapinoe will have a thing or two to say about that.
Vega Rapinoe is 36.
Right.
She's past it, please. She's still like I mean, she's
let's
still
act
good.
like we don't have a 37-year-old somebody.
I mean,
that is still
those guys are different, bro.
Alright.
Those guys are different.
Okay.
I mean, like, nah. Like, there's a reason why she's in. She has barely even played, honestly. Like, she doesn't play that much anymore. She mostly just focused on advocacy and everything.
Yeah.
So, but the third one, I would shout on to somebody that does not get as much respect that I think she should get. She plays for PSG, Marie Antoinette Katoto. I'll say that again. Marie Antoinette Katoto. She's French. She's a striker. I think she's about 23. But she was the sole reason why PSG was able to win in the league last season. She's a dog in front of the post. Like, just think Lewandowski, but a black woman.
Wow.
Like, she's amazing.
Wow.
She's amazing.
The multiverse.
Wow.
The multiverse.